Hey, good evening. Welcome to the 12 Man Podcast, live on YouTube, just for a change. We'll be on Facebook, we're on TalkSports Fan Network, we're on Spotify, Deezer, Apple Music, all the good stuff. Moving on, Echo. You got me, Steve Jackson. I'm your host for the evening. I'll start Britain. Got Mr. Liam McArdle with me as well. Evening, Lemon.
You all right?
Good to you?
Yeah, not bad.
Good. And going international now, where it's currently 8:05. So you can tell us exactly what's going to happen in an hour. Mr. John Donovan's with us, Stephen JD.
Hola, buenas noches.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien.
That's as far as it goes. Un beero, por favor. Yes, he's joined us internationally. He's having a nice, well-earned break out in Spain. So but he has kind of given up his time tonight to go and have a chat with us as usual. We're going to go through all the transfer news because obviously here in England, as John knew an hour ago, the transfer window has shut. Everything's been finalised, and I say everything's been finalised. The club hasn't said anything, so things might happen as we're talking. So I'll keep you updated on that. But we'll go through the transfer window as a whole. We'll go through the big win on Saturday. Huge, monumental weekend in the Championship. They say the win for the Borough, loss for Coventry, and a draw for Ipswich as well. So the gap that Frank Lampard had on the 1st of January is no more. That is gone. And then we'll preview the game next Monday against Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. So the start of our really difficult February is going to start. So, yeah. So before we start, are we both all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Oh, good. I was thinking he can't hear me. He's took his headphones off. He's shifting McDonald's or whatever it's called over there. It's finished, so it's fine. So the window has just finished. I'll start with you, JD. We can talk about the sign of Sarmiento, and we say we've had another one coming today, and a couple have left as well. But the big one for me is at the start of the day, Nottingham Forest came in and tried to look, got knocked back straight away. We've managed to keep hold of Hayden Hackney, or at least until the summer.
Yeah. We chatted, didn't we, earlier on in January on the podcast regarding Hayden Hackney's situation. And I did say at the time that it would take a ridiculous offer to tempt the club. And even then, fans would have been up in arms about it. We've had our promotion attempts thwarted in the last couple of seasons by key sales in January. So it would have been a nightmare for Borough fans to see Hackney move on in this window. As we stand currently in probably the best position since Karanka days of promotion, So I'm glad it's been rejected, and now everybody can fully focus on Hayden Hackney helping us to our aim of promotion to the Premier League. So fingers crossed.
Well, that's it, and that for me that was the big one. I say we managed to keep hold of him, and as well, Lemon. There was other clubs that were starting to have a little bit of a stiff. There was rumours that Tottenham were going to try their arm as well, try and see if we could be enticed in giving him up this month. But I think it sends a really strong message, not just to the players within the club, but to the fans that the club really believes this drive that we're on could end up in promotion in May.
Yeah, totally. We don't want any of our big players to go. Like, it shows our intent. If we let Hackney go, whether we replace him or not, someone's got to settle in that time as well. We need someone who's there now, who's already hit the ground running, And like I say, Hackney's been an integral part of this team this season. He's really come on this season, probably his best season to date. Yeah, it'd be a massive loss if he'd have gone. And it's great that the club have held the nerve and kept him in the window, because it for a championship club, we know that there isn't as much money about for us. And it's easy if someone comes in with a 20-25 million offer, it's easy to just take it, because you part of you's thinking about next season if you don't go up. But this shows Gibson's gambling to me, that he's going for it. He really wants to get up this season. I think it's a big statement.
Yeah, it's a huge statement. You say we've had so many numerous years when we've come to January. You know, even the last couple of seasons, you know, we've let go Latte Laugh when we thought we were pushing on. Morgan Rogers got let go when the team was building up and starting to rebuild itself. You know, we've had Januaries where it hasn't been the greatest window. You know, 2 words, Rudiger Stead. I don't think it's there anymore. You know, but to see Gibbo and the hierarchy actually say, you know what, no, what we've got is what we need. You know, forget what else is out there. Forget the glamour of the Premier League. He's our player, and we've got him till at least the summer, and it shows a big, massive, intense that we're pushing for a Premier League spot, and rightfully so as well, especially the form we're in.
Yeah, I mean, if like the only people you want to go in this window are fringe players, replaced with quality, like better players coming in to make that squad even better. You don't, when you're joint top, technically second, but joint top, you don't let your big players go, do you?
No, I know why you said technically second. Yeah, I saw them comments the other night. I was like, oh, come on, don't be so pedantic.
It's
Yes.
joint top in it for now. Till the
Course
end
it
of the
is.
season, we're not putting everyone into the categories just yet. We're level on points with top of the league, so we're technically joint top.
Exactly. If teams were 7th and 8th and joint points with 6th, they're going to say the joint points with the playoffs, aren't they? So it's
Yeah.
exactly the same. So no, absolutely right. We're joint top, and to say, like I said, 1st of January we were 8 points behind Coventry. That was only 4 weeks ago. We were 8 points behind. We are now level on points for the Sky Blue. So like I say, they're starting to feel the pinch big time now. But let's say we'll go through all that when we talk about the Norwich game. But one little bit of a dampener, JD. I know we're speaking about Hackney, and it's all good that he's stayed, etc. We can focus now, we can push on. I think today does make you realise though that one way or another he's going to be a Premier League player next year, isn't he?
He will be, yeah, guaranteed. Because if we don't go up, then we say thank you to him and let him fulfil his dreams of playing Premier League football. He's good enough. He stand out in this division, and our chances of promotion with him are far greater than without him. So I'm glad that he's going to be with us for the next 16 games to help push us on.
Yeah, of course. I completely agree with you. I'd say don't think about the summer just yet. We're in the category of one game at a time now. It's we're 30 games in, so we're at that massive time of the season. So, but another one that came in. I'll speak to you about this one, Lemon, because we spoke about it. The rumour of the potential of Joe Wildsmith coming in, and then by the time I think we finished typing, Borough put a thing out saying, "Welcome to Borough, Joe Wildsmith." It was supposed to be dependent on Senny Dieng going. Doesn't look like he's going anymore, but I think there could be rumours that the club were prepared for that. But another keeper in, and he's probably going to be the number 2 behind Sol Bryn by the looks of it.
Yeah, I mean, you like to say, it happened really quickly, come out of nowhere, really. I'll be honest, I don't really know much about him. I know he's a big lad, 6 foot or something. But that's all I know about it. But yeah, it's a strange one with Dieng. 1 minute he was off to QPR, then Hull, then was it Fenerbahce, the last one? And he'd
Feyenoord, wasn't it?
Feyenoord, that's it. And he's gone to finalise the deal, and then it's fallen through at the last minute. So unless there's something happened before that window shut that we don't know about as yet, it could be an interesting one for him without even a squad place for the rest of the season.
No. Do you think? Do you think he's looked at the wages that he's being offered at Feyenoord and thought, well, if I just plank myself down here until the summer, I'll just earn a wage? Because something's definitely happened, hasn't it, between the club and himself? Because it's not just that he had a falling out with Michael Carrick anymore, is it? You know, it's 3 managers now that have looked at him and thought, I don't fancy the look of him anymore.
You'd like to think that that's the last thing on his mind. I mean, he's come back from a long-term injury to just sit there and take the money when he should be really grabbing it by the horns and trying to get his career back on track. But you don't know how some people think, do you?
Well, that's it, isn't it? You know, at the end of the day, you've got, you know, he hasn't played, you know, competitive game in. I mean, you're not far off 18 months, 2 years now, are you?
Mm.
You start thinking about it. So it's, yeah, it's a dodgy one. I don't know what's going on. Maybe something's going to come out from the club at some point. You know, we'll have to I'll keep an eye on that while we're chatting as well. But JJ, the only thing I know about Joe Wildsmith is us being stood at the back of the North Stand and him kicking the ball against Grant Ledbetter in the FA Cup. That's the only thing I know about the boy.
I couldn't remember that was him. I'll be honest with you.
That was him, you know.
I'm in the same position as Liam. I don't know a great deal about him, but you know, we've signed him. He's now back up to Solbrin. Let's hope that Solbrin's form and he keeps himself free from injuries to see him see out the season, and we won't have to call on his understudy. But you know, we'll wait and see.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have a little look. We'll see what's going on. So yeah, that was the one that's come through today. Unless someone knows anything I don't know, but I haven't seen anything else come through. But yeah, quite a day for the Borough. It's been quite nice. I say there was rumours of Sonchi Hansen maybe going, but I say he's in action with the under-21s now, so there's no chance he'll be going anywhere. The only other one was Nipan going back to City. I know we mentioned it this morning, Lemon, about him going back. I can see why City have called him back, because the word was that they wanted him to get a bit of experience of what's going on with first team football. They feel he's got that, so they can pull him back in because they've got a bit of an injury crisis themselves anyway. But I don't feel that we saw his real potential when he was at the Borough.
No, I feel a bit sorry for him really, because he come with a lot of like potential, didn't he? Everyone was talking about him, the amount of money that was spent on him. I think Middlesbrough probably half expected Hackney was going to be going, and they've brought Nipan in to replace Hackney. But the way Hackney's been playing, you just can't take him out the team, and it's meant that we've tried to utilise Nipan in other areas that maybe don't suit him. That's the only reason why I think he hasn't got no game time. And it's a bit hard, isn't it, when you've moved to another country and he's only a young lad to be getting played in positions that he's maybe not as familiar with. But I think I was half expecting him to go back and then go back out on loan, maybe to another championship club. But it's going to be interesting to see if he does get played much at Man City, if he gets many minutes, see how he fares with them lot.
Yeah, that was my expectation as well. When I heard he was getting recalled, I thought, well, they're going to pull him back and put him out elsewhere. Because I've seen a few players do that. I think the prime one was Sammy Erling Jr. He got pulled back from West Brom and he's gone out on loan to Italy. You know, I thought that'd be exactly the same situation. But when I read up on it, he just came out and said he's going back into the first team. Pep's gonna have a good look at him and put him alongside the first team regular. So you know, if that's, you know, good luck to him. You know, I haven't got a bad word to say about him. I can't say he didn't try or he didn't put any effort in while he was here. There was a couple of bits of brilliance that he did. I remember the bit of skill he did at Preston. They say that was somewhere else for our first goal. So yeah, I can't argue with him going back. So yeah, it might freeze up a squad number, doesn't it? Because well, you know, but I haven't said we're over yet. So
Yeah, because
You know,
what were they saying about the squad number? Because if they're under 21, they don't need a squad number because he's come from another country. He takes one. Is that right?
yeah, I think if you're under 21 in your British nationality, or you've played here for so many years, I
Yeah.
think that's when you get um that's when you get like immunity from it.
Yeah.
But because he's come straight from international, I think he's only been in City for like 5 minutes, hasn't he? So he hasn't been there long. So yeah, that's where he is, unfortunately. So it does free up a squad number if we do need it. But one player that won't be taking it, JD, is Adam Armstrong, because by the looks of it, he's off to Southampton to fill the boots of Jorgen Strand Larsen. Was he the lad that we were interested in a while
Yeah,
ago?
a few years ago we were. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
moved to Wolverhampton Wanderers from Southampton. Yeah, um, and the deal's been done. Now, whatever our interest was, if the financial package wasn't right, then I backed the club. Now I know people will say, but if he gets us up, if his goals gets us up, then it's small fry in the grand scheme of things. What we would have paid for him, but God forbid, if we don't go up, then we are burdened with a 28-year-old player in the Championship where he is good, but we're burdened with him and a big wage bill for a number of years. So it was a gamble, and obviously financially it didn't work out for us, or whether when Wolves come in and they were able to offer him Premiership football for the time being, and probably a hefty wage, and that swayed the player. So we don't know. We don't know why or how it broke down. It's all speculation. But he's not with us, so we carry on. We carry on with what we've got, and I still think that we're good enough. We're good enough. The squad we've got and the firepower is good enough to keep us in the top two. I would have liked another striker, but if it's not right for the club, it's not right for the club. And let's hope we don't go on to regret it. Regarding Naipan, I mean, he's had a lot of opportunities to impress the managers we've had this season. He's had 2 months to impress Kim Hellberg. He just couldn't break into our first team. And yes, he did show some brilliant glimpses of skill when he first arrived. But it's a silly thing to do, to make rash judgments on players within the first couple of games. You've got to let them settle, and then you can make a judgment after a period of time. But for whatever reason, it hasn't worked. Good luck to him back at Man City, and yeah, like I said, we concentrate on what we've got now and push for the Premier League.
Exactly. We move on from that, and I'm sure he's moved on pretty quickly. He's got his focus on what's going to happen next for him. So yeah, as I said, I've got no ill feeling about him. He came, he didn't quite get. We saw glimmers of why he was bought by Man City and why Man City were keen to not put a buyout clause in his loan deal for him to stay permanently. So they were always going to bring him back. So yeah, good luck to him. Fair play. Yeah. So that was I'd say it was our transfer window. We did bring someone in last week, but I will mention him before the Norwich game because he did come on and make his debut. But let me start with you. How would you rate our transfer window? I feel that we've brought in a couple of players that we needed to, in the positions where we needed to strengthen. Yes, I probably would have liked to strike a bit like what JD said, but the club put the stance out pretty early that they weren't going to bring someone in just for the hell of it, only if the deal was right. So I feel like the squad's ready. and ready to push on now.
Yeah, I think it was, for me, it was one of my favourite windows because we've kept everyone. We've not, yeah, it would have been nice to get another striker in, but Strelic is back now, so we might not even really need one. We've got him and Conway. Probably another one or two that could maybe play up there if needed. But I think it was great. We kept Target. We've obviously brought the two younger lads, Castledine and Munro in. And obviously Sarmiento. I think it's been a great window. I think we've got a really good squad this season. I don't think there was. I wouldn't have wanted to tinker with it too much. Like I say, maybe a striker, but like I say, Strelic is back. But you got Castledine and Sarmiento that probably play a big part. That Munro probably be on the sidelines a little bit, but I think it was a great window.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. To say, I mean, the other player I was going to mention, you're absolutely right, it's Sarmiento. I'll talk a little bit about him during our Norwich catch-up, because he was someone that I saw running around the front line as well. So, there's another option if we need it, just to put the defenders under pressure. But JD, what have you made of the January transfer window?
It's been okay. I would give it 6.5, 7 out of 10, nothing more. Like I said, if we'd have got a striker that would have helped our goals push for promotion, then I would have been slightly happier. But of the players we've got in and the players we've kept, Hackney and kept Targets, his loan spell hasn't been he hasn't been recalled to Newcastle.
No.
I'm quite happy with that. I look at the squad and I see some strength, and especially with us getting players back. Fry's back. Let's hope he stays fit. McGree's back. Strelic is back and playing. Britain's back, and there's still players to come in. Alfie Jones, like Banggood is long term, obviously, but you've got Senny not far from first team action again, so it just increases our squad options. We've got 16 key games, 16 massive games, and we're going to need as many players as possible. So to get some players back and some players close to being back fit is a bonus.
Yeah, absolutely right, and I like the fact you give it a little rating as well, 7 out of 10. I like that. So no, it's been a good window. The main thing for me was to keep the players that we had. Don't let them go. I relaxed a bit about Matt Target when I saw that Leicester were getting in Jamal Lascelles from Newcastle. So I thought if they're letting him go, then they must be okay in that position. So I did relax a little bit then, and I thought that must be Target's not going anywhere. And the good thing is he expressed his desire to stay here as well. So it looks like once his contract's up, that could be a pretty easy conversation to have, whichever division we're in. So it seems an easy one to conclude when that comes through. So if anything does change, we'll let you know while we're chatting for the next 30-35 minutes. As I say, we are on YouTube as well, so let's say live as we're talking. So if you want to put any comments or any questions or anything like that, pop them through, and I'll put them to the two lads as well. So yeah, right, Norwich. Quite a weird one, this one, because only one of us out of the three that were actually there. You were stunning it up in Spain, JD. I was limping it up in here, and then Lemon was cheerleading. Front and then the back and then the front. One thing I've seen Lemon online before I talk about the game itself, because we put a big push about trying to get people to come to the top of the North Stand, have a good sing along, have a good sing with all the lads. It seemed quite evident from a lot of people that the atmosphere in the North Stand was quite good on Saturday. It was really loud at times as well. What did you make of the atmosphere?
Yeah, it was rammed. It was rammed. There was bodies everywhere. The top of the North Stand just never stopped whole game. It was a great atmosphere up there. Brilliant. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Good, because that's exactly what we want, and that's exactly what the team needs as well. Especially the situation we found ourselves in the second half, because that could get really difficult. And I was hopping everywhere in that second half. It was horrendous watching that. But that's exactly what we want, isn't it, JD? That's we want people up there to have a good sing, get behind the lads, and enjoy themselves, and then come back. As the season comes to its conclusion, to back the lads even more.
Yeah, I mean, decent crowd, 28,500. Good numbers from Norwich. But yeah, the atmosphere on TV that came across from the game was absolutely outstanding. It was a good game to watch. Obviously, you see a lot more when you're at the game. So I only saw it on telly, and I'm making my judgments from what I saw there. But when you're in the stand, when you're watching it live, you see a hell of a lot more that goes on. But it was a great game, two good teams. I really enjoyed it, and so pleased that that we done well, and that all the supporters who were there, they seem to enjoy it, and that's what we want. The crowd will be a massive help for the team in the next 16 games, 8 home games, 8 away. We've got to make the home games tell important games. If we can win our home games and pick up a few wins on the road, we're close. We're there or thereabouts. What have we got now? 58 points.
58 points.
58 points. I mean, the last 2 championship seasons, the team in third finished on 90 points and still didn't make the top 2. So, we've got to, we've got to go some, and the crowd will massively help that. So if Saturday's atmosphere is anything to go by, then the team have got our support fully.
Exactly, and we've been involved in the promotion where we finished second, with plus 90 points, and this team in third didn't go up. That was Brighton on that occasion. They got beat by Sheffield Wednesday in the playoffs. So we've been in that situation where we've had to get second and make sure we keep it. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It's 16 massive games. We're on just underneath the 2-point average that we're all aiming for. Which is huge. It's what we aim for. So, but yeah, it's going to get nervy. It's going to get very nervy over the next few months, which I love. We've got 3 months of this. The old heart won't beat as quick as anything. But it's going to be mega. But since you mentioned obviously different angles of your experience when you watch on the TV, JD, because I'll come to Lemon about the goal itself as well from the stands. As soon I felt, because I imagine you probably watched the same feed as you did. As soon as Hackney hit that, because the pass through was lovely from Morris. As soon as he hit it, I went that in. It was just one of those strikes where you just thought, you know what, is it that pure and sweet? It was going nowhere but that top corner.
Well, he set himself up really well. I think it was McGree actually who fed him. And he just took one touch with his left, set himself up perfectly, and then just cracked it in. Now, I knew it was going to be close, but when it hit the back of the net, fantastic. My neighbours over here in Spain, they must have thought I brought rye over from us, because I went a bit crazy. Brilliant, great strike. Like I say, set himself up well with one touch, and then unleashed it from 20 yards. Brilliant goal, deserving to win any game in the Championship.
Deserving to win any game, full stop. It was an absolutely superb strike. I say I was, as soon as he hit it, I jumped up. I knew that was in. A bit like your neighbours, my poor neighbours. We're all probably looking and thinking, he's only just come out of hospital. Has he done something again? No, I hadn't. I'm fine. But yeah, unbelievable strike. But the view you had, Lemon, because you caught this on your phone as well, because I watched the video that you put through to our group chat. What was it like as soon as that ball hit the net at the top of that North Stand? I imagine you went absolutely nutty.
Yeah, it was shaking. Like I was videoing the fans actually doing a bit of chanting whilst watching the match with my own eyes, and they were actually singing the Hayden Hackney song, and then they all stopped for a second, and then they just went crazy. Yeah, fantastic strike from where we were. And it just went crazy up that top. It was shaking. It was fantastic. It was another good high press moment, wasn't it?
Yeah,
We've had a few of them under Hellberg. We're just in the faces up right high up. I think it's probably around third or fourth around that edge of the box, isn't it? I think Whitaker got one, didn't he? And someone else,
yes.
I think. But yeah, fantastic strike on him. But did you hear what Hellberg said? He said, "Where's he been keeping that?" He's scored a couple of decent goals before, hasn't he?
I was gonna say I've seen the video that I can't remember if someone put it on. It was TikTok or Twitter or something. Just like a little like highlight reel of things that Catley's done in his career. And he's scored a few crackers, to be fair. I remember one he scored against Huddersfield a couple of seasons ago. That went top corner as well. But about the same area as well. We hit it from. So he's got it in his armour. So it's there. It's a decent weapon he's got. But yeah, as soon as he hit it, I was like, oh Jesus, what a goal that is. And like you said, it's the high press that we're famous for now, because every team experiences it. Because I mean, what was the feeling like in the stands at that time? Because Norwich started really well as well. They put us under a lot of pressure in them first couple of minutes, forced a couple of corners. And I thought from that moment, we're in for a pretty tough game here.
Yeah, I agree. They played some good football. I think when that goal went in, I think we're just so used to winning at the moment, aren't we? I think everyone was quite relaxed in a sense. No one looked nervous. Obviously, second half it became a bit nervous, but the rest of that first half, everyone's just relaxed and enjoying it and singing away.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. We are used to winning. It's quite a good feeling to have. I'm not used to having that feeling. But yeah, it was a game. It was a game of chances where they were quite minimal. As I say, you can't really pick out loads of chances that we had and we didn't have. But one moment in the second half, I'll start with you, JD. It's been replayed a few times online. Borough put a clip out, it's just titled "Vital." That tackle from Dale Fry when McCarmy was through, past Sol Bryn. I'm not really sure what Bryn was doing, to be fair. I thought he flapped at that a little bit. And then, Dale Fry's boot came round and put the block in, and it was literally a goal-saving tackle.
Yeah. Now, I couldn't tell from the numerous times I've watched it, but it did look like to me that Bryn got his fingertips to that ball, because just as it bounced, there was a bit of backspin, and also that McCarmy had to check his run, and that allowed Dale Fry to get his tackle in and clear the danger. There's a few people, I put it on Twitter asking if anybody else thought the same. A few people agreed, some disagreed. So I mean, it was difficult to tell, but it was vital, vital that that Dale Fry made that interception. It obviously kept them out the game. At 1-1. I'm not saying it wouldn't have been a fair reflection of the game, because I thought they were a very good side, but I'm really pleased that we kept the clean sheet and we finished with the 3 points. I mean, we could have really wrapped it up first half. Morgan Whitaker took far too long when fed in the 18-yard box. He delayed taking his shot, and the defender come across. That was a goal-saving tackle from the Norwich defender, but we really should have. He should have hit the target with that one. It could have been 2-0. But yeah, going back to the question you asked me, great interception by Dale Fry. Yep, wonderful, and it sort of it capped a display from our team. it wasn't the prettiest of games, but it was determined. We were determined, you know, throughout that 90 minutes to win that game, and you know, we didn't play. We weren't at our best. We didn't play to the standards we've seen in other games, but we fought like hell, and it was great. Great to end up winning after 90 minutes. It was brilliant.
It was, and it came at a crucial point as well, Evan, because the noise has increased in the stadium, because it was about that point where the fans had started hearing that Ipswich were behind. Coventry had just got conceded twice in 5 minutes, and all of a sudden we'd gone from 2 points behind the league leaders to level on points, and all of a sudden keeping that 1-0 lead, as much as it was already crucial anyway, it was even bigger because we thought we could go joint top at this point.
Yeah, totally. The stadium just erupted. Like, it wasn't just a switch clicking, but it just, within about half a minute, it just got louder and louder and louder, and that was it till the end. It was. I'm sure we played a part in helping them over the line, like John said before, about like the atmosphere at the ground. We could help the team win and stuff. I think we played a part in it the other day. It was fantastic, the atmosphere, the whole ground, all ends of the stadium, all singing, all joining together, and I think it just gave them that little bit to hold on, and obviously they did. It's a fantastic result.
Yeah, that's something you've been advertising to happen as well, isn't it, JD? You want all four stands singing off the same hymn sheet.
Well, if we could get it, yeah, that would be brilliant. I mean, I don't see, I don't see why you shouldn't be encouraging the players when we're on such a good run of form. You know, people have their own reasons to leave the match at 80 minutes, but I certainly wouldn't go to the pitches and leave 10 minutes before the end to find out what happens at the end of the picture. But people have their own reasons to do that. But I'd love everybody to stay behind, to get behind the players, to show that at the final whistle, you know, to show that we appreciate their efforts. And I'll encourage anybody, you know, come join us at the top of the North Stand. Blocks 21, 23, 25 are getting livelier. Get up there, join in with us, give the team the support they need, and you know, we just might do it with everyone pulling together.
Absolutely. There you go. There's your advert. You know, if you want to get involved in the North Stand there, the box to go and have a chat with the tickers office about. It's a rows 28 to 30 and above. You know, anywhere from up there, from that above, and it'll just feed down. It'll keep feeding down because, you know, what I saw on Saturday, towards the end, the whole of the North Stand was up and getting behind that team, and that's what it takes. You know, especially in situations like we found ourselves on Saturday. It was a hard 3 points, that one. You know, we've had 3 points this season where it's been quite easy, and we've got to 80 minutes, and you thought, yeah, we're 3-0 up, we're 4-0 up, it's fine, it's done, game over. But that wasn't game over until the referee blew his whistle, and Norwich knew it as well. You know, Norwich has come off the back of a big win against Coventry, and thought, you know, this is another team we could have a good go at, and they did. So, yeah, relief at the final whistle, massive relief, especially for me.
Liam, I'd like to ask you, what row are you normally in? 14 or 15, something like that. What is it?
Yeah, I'm normally 14. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you sort of how was your sort of match day different to what you normally you normally go through in row 15?
Well, I went up the top for the first half. Just experienced it like from the top, and it was fantastic. The atmosphere, the lads at the top, they literally never stopped singing from the first minute till the last minute. I ended up sitting down in my normal seat for the second half because it got a bit busy up the top. I think there was probably more people than there should have been up there. But yeah, it was fantastic up the top there. It's spreading along that top. But yeah, it was great to see all the lads up, giving everything for the borough. It was brilliant.
Nice one, cheers.
No, it's exactly what I want to hear. I say, because well, I said to you, didn't I, that, you know, my seat's free up there, so get yourself plunged in that, and because I do miss that seat, I really do. I only stood in it once since August. Quite sad. Anyway, cheer myself back up. But yeah, no, I want the full North stand just up and screaming for that team. You know, it's only going to get bigger and better, and the game's only going to get more and more important. So you know, if you don't admit you're in a promotion fight now, you're never going to, because we are well and truly in it as well. So, one debut on Saturday. Off the bench, JD. Jeremy Sarmiento, we spoke about him last week. We said he was going to sign within the next 24 to 48 hours, which he did. So came in from Brighton. Sensible deal from the club. Loan deal with an option to buy should we make it over the line and get promoted. I think there's a couple of deals that I've seen go through. Coventry have got a couple of deals like that gone through today. And he's a promotion expert as well. You know, his last two clubs that he's been on loan to, he's got promoted. So he's got previous at this.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't see a great deal of him. Just a maybe say 5 or 10 minutes cameo appearance, so to speak. But yeah, get him up to speed, get match fit, and he just offers us a little bit more choice when it comes to tactics in the game and formations, and he's got some tricks up his sleeves, you know. So yeah, any help at this stage of the season will do. But like you said, that the guy's got promotion credentials in his pocket. So hopefully he can make it 3 out of 3 with the Borough.
Yeah, absolutely. And even though it was a bit of a cameo, Lemon, I thought he showed a little bit of what he could give us, because the pressing he was doing from the front, he was energetic. He was exactly the same sort of line that Conway would take if he's pressing from the front. It showed that he's bought into our philosophy and our vision straight away. You know, partaking so quickly, you know, by doing the runs that he was doing.
Yeah, and he's only going to get better at doing that the more he trains with the team, and the more minutes he gets on the pitch. I thought he had some nice little moves on him. He's got decent ball control. He can get past people, jink about, and like you say, he can keep that high press going and stuff. Yeah, I think he's going to be a great addition to us. And like I say, could be third in a row, couldn't it, for him?
Exactly. You know, why do it twice and you do it 3 times? Why not? He's got every chance of doing that as well. So, no, massive win, massive, especially with the results that are around us. It was only Hull, that got 3 points, and they're still. Is it 7 points behind us? They are
5, isn't it?
No, the 5, I think. Yeah.
Still 5 points. I know they've got all their games in hand is during the week, so we'll have to keep an eye on them. But
haven't they got five home games in a row now? I read somewhere. I don't know how true it is, but
you keep.
Not sure. They've got 2 games this week before we play on Monday.
Yeah.
So theoretically, you know, we might find ourselves third by kickoff time on Monday. But you know, let's see how things go. Both Ipswich and Hull have 2 games before we play. Coventry just the one on Saturday. So those results will add a little bit to the flavour of match day Bramall Lane on Monday rather. Like I say, we could playing last. We could find ourselves having to win, you know. But we'll wait and see.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Including the cup game they've got against Chelsea, they've got 5 home games in a row now. The next away game is at the end of the month against Portsmouth. So, and then after that, they go to Portman Road and play Ipswich on the 3rd of March. So that
could be a big game, that one, for Pompey as well.
Exactly. You say Pompey are in that fight as well to stay up. So, you know, there's some huge games coming. You know, every game for every team is going to be huge between now and the end of the season. So everybody's got something to play for. But before we start previewing Monday night, it's going to be weird watching the Borough on Monday night instead of talking about the Borough. but we will be. Let me start with you. Your man of the match from Saturday.
I don't know. I'd probably give it a Hackney. I thought he had a great game and he scored a great goal, but I thought they all battled well. There wasn't really any standout. They were just all really good. They all battled for the cause. Do you know what I mean? But I'd probably give it Hackney for the goal. He was due a goal, wasn't he? So yeah, give him man of the match.
Okay, JD.
Look, Ayling, yeah, Hackney's got the plaudits, and rightly so, across all the press and the social media. But Ayling, again, you know, another fantastic performance. Really knows, he had a good battle with that McCarmer, and he really knows how to use his experience well. Winding players up, working the referee, and doing a bit of housery, as we call it. Yeah, I thought Ayling had a great game, so he takes my man of the match award.
Okay, I'm going to go completely different from Perry. I'm going to go Dale Fry. I thought for him to slot back in the way he did. I think it was the first time he properly partnered alongside Melander as well. I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was absolutely superb. That tackle was just the tip of the iceberg. I thought it just rounded off a really good performance from Dale. I say because he was one of the two defenders that was dealing with McCarmer. I know, like you said, John Ayling was one of them as well. But they had a battle all 90 minutes, all three of them. You could include Target, say all four. They had a really tough 90 minutes. They were really physical at times, Norwich. But we got through it, and Dale's got experience now. He's not he's still a young lad, but he's not playing his first few games anymore. He's an experienced Championship player, so he got stuck in and say that tackle was. It just rounded off a really good performance for the lads. So yeah, Dale Fry was my man in the match. So
I thought the Norwich front three were very, very lively combined. Yeah. I thought it was very strong. One of the strongest front lines we've come up against this season.
Exactly, and that's saying something considering we've had the likes of Ipswich, Coventry, Hull. I thought Hull's front line were really good. But yeah, I thought Ipswich were really strong on Saturday, and Norwich were really strong on Saturday. A bit of a pain in the ass, to be quite honest. You just thought, get the early goal, get a second, and just go away, but they just didn't, and they stuck to it, and that's probably what's going to keep them in this division. After a really horrible start under Liam Manning. So yeah, good luck to them for the rest of the season. Thank God we've dealt with them. But yeah, we move on. We've got 30 games gone. You mentioned earlier, JD, when you win majority of your home games and get some points on the road. So I wasn't even thinking about this, but you've made me pop the question in my head. We're on 58 points. We've got 16 games left. What point total are you looking at to say, right, that's what we need to aim for?
Well, I'll say take us to 90, 32 points. I mean, we're averaging 2.15 under Hellberg in the 13 games that he's been in charge, and considering out of that 13, 4 of them we only took 1 point over the Christmas and New Year period, so that's that's 1 point out of 12 there, and we're still averaging 2.15 over the 13 games he's been in charge. So I'm hoping that we don't have another spell of 4 games with the results that we had over that time. So yeah, 16 left, 32 points. Yeah, let's go for 2 points. Let's just go for 2 points a game, which is less than what he's on now. We'll just say 32 points and take us up to 90. Hopefully this year that should be enough.
Okay, I'll push you as well, and a total that we should be aiming for. Are you agreeing with John with the 90 total? That should get us across the line.
I think if we want to be in this top 2, we need at least like 10 wins. 10 wins minimum and a couple of draws, maybe, like John says, get them 90 points. I think it will be a less total. I don't think it'll be like, it's going to be close, but I don't think it's going to be as high as the last couple of years. It might just be a little bit lower. So I think if we do hit 90, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be all right on 90. 88, 90, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we want to be serious, we need at least 10 more wins out of them 16 games for me.
Yeah, I think it was Sheffield United last season, wasn't it? Finished third on 90.
Yeah.
And then obviously lost in the playoffs. But I agree with Liam. I think 90 should be enough this season. And yeah, fingers crossed that we can get to it.
Yeah, I've got in my head 90 will win this league. I think we get 90 will win this league.
Right, okay.
That's what I've got in my head. So I'm aiming for you. I'm like you. I'm aiming for 90. You know, get as many in as possible. But I do think, a bit like what Lemon said as well, 85 will probably get you up this year. I think 85 will probably get you towards that, which if my maths is right, is 9 wins minimum. So yeah, 9-10 wins, and I think we get over the line. Don't ask me to where we're going to get them wins from, because I'm going to clue in this league. You know, I'll just judge it one game at a time. But really, really good running coming, and it all starts game 31 next Monday. Bramall Lane, Sheffield United, a team, JD, that have not had a brilliant season. Did us a favour against Ipswich last weekend. Brought in a couple of players, strengthened themselves, used the use the, I suppose, parachute money they've got left, because they've still got some left. What kind of game are you expecting at Bramall Lane? I'm expecting a really, really tough one. It's never been easy going there over the years.
No, it's always tough. I mean, the last 5 times we've played there, we've won 1, lost 4, and they've signed Calvin Phillips today to boost their options in midfield. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game. But we've got all week to train, to get people up to speed, examine and pinpoint deficiencies in the opposition. So yeah, tough game, but they're all going to be. We're going to have 16 tough games this season, but there's no reason I believe that we can go to Bramall Lane and win. So that's what I'm looking for.
Are you the same persuasion, Liam? You know, for me, we've got to go into every game and see that we're going to win it. I don't want to go into any games now and say, let's just try and get a point out of it and move on. You know, I know it's going to be tough, but you know, we've got to go there with the confidence that we've got. You know, we've got the 3rd best away form in the league this season. You know, we've got to go there and show that. You know, and show the fans at Bramall Lane that, you know, we aren't pushovers anymore.
Yeah, I think we can go there and win. I really do. I mean, obviously, you say you like to win your home games, you get draws away. There's your 2 points a game, but I think they're there for the taking. Like, I know they had a bad start, then they got a bit better, then they went bad again. But like John says, we've got a couple of that. Phillips is a good player, and at this level, he'll be good for them. But we need to be going there and beating teams like this. You know, it's not top of the league or 2nd or 3rd top. These are like below mid-table. They might only be like, I think is it 9 or 11 points from playoffs, but they're right down there. We're a much better team than them. We shouldn't be fearing anyone. Exactly.
No, you're absolutely right. You know, they don't exactly have the greatest bit of form. You know, they've only 2 wins in the last 6. I know they've got a point away at Millwall on Saturday, which is a good place to get a point. You know, and they beat Ipswich the week before. But like you said, their form's been all over the shop this season. They've been a big surprise for me in the bad sense that, you know, I never expected them to be where they are. I thought they'd be where we are fighting with us. You know, same with teams like Southampton, Leicester. You know, it's been a funny league this season. So they're still playing catch up, and I think they're going to have to start building on for next season, because they're not gonna make the playoffs. And let's face it, like you said, they're 17th. 17th, they're still scrapping and getting away from the relegation zone. So, yeah, but it's still going to be a really, really tough game.
Yeah.
Is it a game, JD, that you'd want to see anybody come in? I'm looking at players. I know Castledine had a bit of a knock, but he's rumoured to be okay. He should be not far away from coming back. Would you start Fry? What would you do with that squad?
I would consider playing Fry, Malanda, and Ayling back three, and targeting Britain. I know that means then that we have one less option further up the field, but I just think that listen, I want us to go there to win, and I think we still can. But at a point, it wouldn't be the end of the world at Bramall Lane. But if we start with a back five, and then just sort of ease our way further up the field as the game progresses, we can change that formation with the amount of quality that we'll have on the bench, because that's one thing that's good from our point of view right now, is that our bench looks strong. There's game changers on that bench, so we have that ability to do that. So yeah, possibly changes. I would possibly start with a back five, but then further up the field, that every player from Saturday has a shout of being included, but obviously somebody's going to have to miss out. But we'll see how Kim approaches it. But that would be my take. Start with a back five.
Yeah, I agree with that. What about you? I mean, are you part? I mean, you say about the bench there and the strength that we had. I mean, you look at the bench from Saturday. I know Neepan won't be there anymore. Obviously, he's gone back to Manchester City. But that can give Castledine that spot to come back in. There's players on that bench that can change the game. Players on that bench that could potentially come in, and start games like we've said. But I don't think a back three is a bad idea, especially at Bramall Lane. I think that's a pretty good way of, because their front, especially Patrick Bamford up front, he could be a nightmare. Not because he's all scoring and in form, but it'll just be like Patrick Bamford to score against the Borough.
Yeah, I think we just need to play a tad safer and just try and get a grip of the ball. Let's see what they're offering us. And as the game goes on, like John was saying, just start tweaking it. And that some of the players we'll have on that bench, like if we go with like three at the back, we'll have some good attacking options on there. And yeah, as the game goes on, start bringing on these players, tweaking the formation a bit, and go for it. Hellberg seems pretty clued on tactically, doesn't he? So yeah, I think that I'd play it safer. And like John says, it's not the end of the world. The point, you get your points away from home, win your home games. Like it's 2 points a game. So we'll go there and see what happens. Yeah, but I'd start three at the back.
Yeah, I know, I'm with you. And I don't know if you noticed this, JD, but the game on Saturday, because obviously it showed the benches, didn't it? Obviously, Kim talking to his assistant and talking to Adi Vivash. I say his assistant because I can't remember his name, but he's saying that's it. And they seem pretty clued on with the slight change in tweaks and tactics there, because they're all putting their ideas to forward. But Kellberg was pretty strong with what he wanted to do, and the tweaks that he did make in game shows he has got a bit of tactical nous about him.
Yeah, I mean, you see him talking to that Salini quite a lot. So he obviously, they've obviously got a great working relationship, and it's good to see Adi Vivash is still a big part in it, because they're all three sort of looking at their own monitor, and they're coming up with little changes to be made that will either negate the opposition or give us more ways of attacking any little chinks in their armor, so to speak. So yeah, it's good to see. It's something that we pleaded with Carrick to do for long enough, but turned round and all he saw was Woodgate and his brother. It's obviously now that he's got Matt Holland at Man United, and that experience is helping him off to a good start. So yeah, it's great to see that we've got proactive coaches offering Kim some advice, and he's quite prepared to take it.
You're good with these names. Do you mean Steve Holland?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Matt Holland used to be player, didn't he? Yeah, Steve Holland.
I was going to say, he'll have a funny look behind if he turns around and goes, why is he stood there?
Yeah, Steve Holland, that'll do, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm with you on that. He's got that experience behind him now. I think that's probably one of the things that United told him to do: bring someone in that's got a bit of experience in the dugout. And obviously, Steve Holland was out of work at that time. Obviously, his last job being for England. So, does that mean that Southgate's got to United in the summer? I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, we just had a comment come through on YouTube. Thank you so much to the people that have started popping comments on there. Dave Jones has said, who drops out if you do play a 5 at the back? Because obviously we've got to sacrifice one player. I'll start with you, JD. Who would you sacrifice? He's mentioned McGree. He's mentioned Whittaker, Alan Brown. No one wants to see out the back of Alan Brown. Exactly. Who would be the one to sacrifice?
It's a tough one, yeah. Whittaker didn't have a great game on Saturday. Obviously played his part, team game. We got the win. McGree was given 60 minutes before he was taken off. Obviously, he's just coming back from injury.
Yeah,
I would say, even though he's our top goal scorer, out of those two that were mentioned, I'd favour McGree starting ahead of Whittaker. And then, we can always see how the game's going and put Whittaker on for 35, 40 minutes. I don't know, depending on how the game's going, but
yeah.
But that would be my say. I thought McGree done really well for the hour that he was on. He was playing some beautiful balls into dangerous areas where the Middlesbrough players were making the run. So yeah, that would be my take on it.
Yeah, he was really comfortable, and I can see why you've said Whittaker. For me, it's going to be quite a physical game on Monday. That's not quite what Whittaker's game's about. He's more of a technical aspect of things. So yeah, I can see why you've said him. Lemon, what about you?
I'd probably go the same as well. I mean, he probably needs a bit of a rest anyway. I think he started nearly every game, hasn't he? And yeah, just start McGree and see how long he can go for, whether it's another hour or a little bit longer. And then when you tweak the system, he might end up going with the front three. You could bring Whittaker and Sarmiento on or something. He's got all them options on the bench, hasn't he? But play a little bit safe. McGree's good at holding on to the ball as well. Yeah, I'd probably do the same as that. Keep McGree on.
I mean, we could sacrifice a player in the middle. If we've got Targett and Britton consolidating the midfield area, if they push on, then we could, I suppose, we could lose one of Morris, Brown, and Hackney. It's a nice position to be in, when you're thinking about the options we've got. But I think whatever Kim Hellberg does, we're strong enough to beat Sheffield United. So I'm looking forward to it so much.
Yeah, it's gonna be a mega night at Bramall Lane. Big one. Games under the lights there always seem to have a bit more of an occasion about them, and I've enjoyed going there. In midweek games. Best one was a few years ago, obviously, when we won 3-1 there. That was a hell of a night.
The thing is, it's against Wilder. Patrick Bamford will be playing. A sellout or a following on the back of that fantastic atmosphere at the Norwich home game. Yeah, it has all the hallmarks of being absolute classic, doesn't it?
Exactly, and it's another sellout as well behind the goal as well. So it's a full away end, as Coventry is as well. Obviously, we'll talk about that next Tuesday when we pop back on. But the only thing we need to do, gentlemen, is put our predictions in. I'll start with you, Lemon. Prediction for next Monday night?
I think it's going to be a close game still. I think maybe a couple of goals. I'm thinking 2-1. I think we might just edge it 2-1. I think one of the subs is going to come on and get the winner. But yeah, I think 2-1. I can't think of a first goal scorer. But
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, if one of the subs going to get the winner, that'd be something else, that wouldn't it? JD, come to you.
Yeah, 2-0 Borough. And I'll go for Aidan Morris.
I'm going to go 1-0 Borough, and I know what I want, and I want it now. Alan Brown. I think Alan Brown will get the winner. He's I don't know why. He's all of a sudden he's popping up with goals, and it'd be a massive goal to get there. I think it'd be a cagey first half, then second half we'll nick one, and we'll win 1-0. So yeah, it'd be what I'd give to be in that away, and if that did happen, that'd be unbelievable. But no, it's going to be huge. It's going to be a massive game. First of a big month for Borough. I say all three of our away games are all Monday nights. They're coming up. So yes, people that enjoy listening to us on a Monday night, you're going to have that pleasure for the next couple of weeks at least anyway. We'll just put our back out 24 hours and we'll talk about it then. So don't tune in next Monday expecting to see us. Go and watch Borough. Yeah, just like that, we are done. Gentlemen, thank you very much for popping on. John, enjoy the rest of your time away. Safe trip at home. I'll see you again very soon. Levin, always a pleasure. Talk to you through the week. Thank you very much. And to people who've interacted on YouTube, to people that have liked, subscribed, commented, kept us going as a podcast in general, thank you so much. We'll chat to you next Tuesday, not next Monday, because we'll all be enjoying a big win at Bramall Lane. So yes, enjoy your game. Yeah, have some fingernails left. Up the Borough. Be seeing you.